the Lincoln County Commission regular session on January 2nd, 2020 at 6 p.m. in room 108. First thing, Daryl, will you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I call this meeting to order. The members present are Daryl Baker, Phoebe Harless, Charles Vance, and Josh Stowers. The first thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes of our last regular session that was held on December 19th, 2019.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Motion carries. The first thing, it's that time of the year again, to appoint a president for the next year. First, I'd just like to say I appreciate you all trusting me another year with this, and this year has absolutely flown by, and it's not been too bad. But since I'm up for re-election, and I just think I should probably step down this year and let somebody else do it. So do I have a motion to appoint a new president for 2020?
I move that we appoint Josh Stowers as president of the county commission for calendar year 2020.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you. I think.
We usually do a chair switch, but do you wanna do that, or do you just wanna do it from there?
I'll sit right here. Well, thank you for the confidence. I'll do my best to earn my keep around here a little bit. So we'll go ahead and move on to the fourth order of business for setting the dates and time of the Lincoln County Commission meetings for the calendar year. The proposed dates for the regularly scheduled meetings are on the agenda there. I entertain a motion or questions.
The only thing that I see is in June. I'm not sure that I will be here then, but I can call in, or that's the only thing. The rest of them are pretty, the April 14th, that's set in code, that's the different date, but that's set in code for the levy.
Right. And we were just gonna have a regular meeting along with laying the levy.
Right.
You know, in conjunction with that.
Doc,
No, I'm fine now. I motion to go ahead and set the
Okay. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The fifth order of business is to set the holidays for the Lincoln County Courthouse for the calendar year 2020. Don't believe this is diverted for anything from the previous year, so.
And we'll follow up, the governor calls off for.
Yes.
Down at the bottom, any other holiday state adopts throughout the year.
Okay, I'll move that we accept, the calendar for the days off next year, this coming year.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Holidays are approved. Okay, did we have anybody under public comment?
No.
Okay, so, no public comment. We have a friend from the McCormick Community Center here with us this evening, so I think you have something in your packet there on what they wanted to talk about, so Glenn, welcome.
Yeah, she sent the letter forward. Thank you again for allowing us to come speak to you. As we all know, we've talked about it among the commissioners about us taking up and getting a 501c. Well, we've done that. We are officially now a corporation, and we're waiting on approval from the IRS. And as far as the IRS is concerned, they've already sent us an account so we can pay our bills. So they were quick on that. But we're waiting on final approval. We were told by our accountant it could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months. So as soon as we get it, we'll let everybody know. We've worked very hard on it. It was very difficult to get it. Finally, we found our accountant could do it for us, and that's who done it for us, and it costs $300. He charges a flat fee. Lawyers wanted $250 an hour. So it cost us $55 to file with the state and $275 to file with the IRS, which I thought was pretty decent. So, like I said, we're waiting on that to come through. So we've got some questions. I've talked with a couple of the commissioners and even Mr. Baker there, I've talked with him. We would like to be able to lease the building from you for this corporation. The reason is, we can't go asking for donations and put money in the building and then it be sold out from under us. I mean, that's what we're looking out at. So we'd like to be able to do that. Of course, I know you'll have to talk with your attorneys on it. And so that's what we were asking. One of the first things we're gonna ask this evening is what is the possibility of that? So that we can continue to use the building as we're using it. Of course, we'll also make an understanding in that the county could still use it for their elections, because I know they're closed on the day of an actual election. And then, of course, the early voting is no problem. But when we asked that about using the election, we are going to ask if you could help us on the bill for the internet on those dates and times. If you could possibly do that. And then we are also asking about the building and the insurance that would be on it. That's a question. If the county is paying fire insurance, they want to keep it in case the building would be destroyed, that'd be fine with us. We are going to have to get liability on it, we know. So we'll have to be responsible for that. So that was our next question. Final thing we need to work on is there's a checking account that is set up with the Community Trust Bank. It was set up between the county clerk's office and the McCorkle Community Center back in 2011. We cannot change that account without minutes from this meeting this evening. And of course, the county clerk would have to meet with probably my wife over there at the bank to get this done, but we do have to have the minutes where it was okay. So we're trying to get it so we can divorce from you, I guess I could say, so that we can take and set up an account for ourselves. We can't, the account now, we can't get cards with it or anything. All we get is strictly checks. That's all we can use. So the money that's in there now is money that we've worked and tried to save up. So, we'd like to be able to take that money, set up an account in the corporation's name so that we can handle it ourselves, and also that we can get cards, bank cards with it. Which also will have Mr. Fridley here. He runs the pantry, and he'll also need to be able to set up an account for the pantry. Right now it's under the Grace Regal Baptist Church. Of course, we're going to get the church to also to allow us to change that checking account and it'll be under the corporation also, but still run by the pantry. What we're trying to do is set it up. There's a board now, and on that board, we had to do this to get the corporation. It's myself as president, Mark Gray sitting right there, he's the vice president. Of course, Manya is secretary treasurer, Yolanda Wall's a member, and Mr. Russell Finley, he's a member of our 5-member board, which we had to do. And we also had to set up, showing what our mission statement was, what we're trying to do. So we had to do all that in order to get it incorporated. But I guess my biggest question is there something we can work out with the building, even if it was a lease of some kind or something of that nature, that we can control the building as long as it is that corporation. Should it ever cease, then the building can easily come back to the county. That's what we're asking. That's our biggest question tonight. And then of course we'll need permission from the county clerk's office to change that checking account. Because you're the only one who can do it. It has to be the minutes from this meeting tonight, if you happen to okay it or whenever you okay it. If it's the next meeting, it doesn't matter, but it has to be okay. We have to show them the minutes that it was done by the county commission.
Were you gonna have a lease agreement fixed up for us? Or
Well,
do
we were
need to do
wondering,
that?
would the county wanna do that with your in-house lawyer, or do you want us to try to?
We're gonna have to talk, like you said, we're gonna have to run this up. I think it's a great idea, but we're gonna have to talk to the prosecutor about it and, you know, to make sure
Yeah.
it's legally okay. Do you think Jackie could fix this up something? Then they wouldn't have to. We can talk, when we talk to him about the Wise-Kins, he can go ahead and fix up something. But we can only enter into a year lease, from year to year, that's all we can, that they'll allow us to do, but, you know,
It'd have to be renewed
every year, but
every
that's.
calendar year or something along those lines, I'm sure.
The
Yeah, I
reason,
mean-
the reason we're concerned, we do have some corporations that have already said they would help us with some things there. I mean, the building needs some work terribly. Roof, ceiling, it needs some work. So we've got some people, I think we can get some grants, and this is the only way we can do it through the 501c.
When you called the IRS, did they give you a federal ID
Yeah,
number?
we got
So
it.
you've got that, you're.
It
pretty
should
much-
be in the paperwork.
Okay,
Yeah, she put it in the paperwork, correct?
if you've got that, you're pretty much, I'd say, good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already got that, so.
And I think just in the meantime, I mean, if you've got some people that are willing to, like you said, give donations and do some work, I mean, I think you can probably communicate to them that conceptually we are okay with the idea, we just have to,
Yeah.
you know, talk to legal and get that lease constructed in the proper manner, but I think conceptually we're all, okay with it.
And we'll
Okay.
put in there about the elections in there.
Yeah. Mhm.
In terms of the other question, you asked about insurance, I mean, the building is insured currently.
Right. The
Um,
structure,
Structure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think we should keep that.
Yeah.
And then you all just get content, you know, liability if somebody would fall or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah. That we've been told we'll have to do, yes.
As far as the checking account
Yeah,
goes, we're probably gonna have to talk to Jackie about that also, to see how to go about doing that.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't have a problem, you all work for the money, it's your money, we haven't gave you any money forever, so, but we gotta see how to.
I think we should be able to have some, at least opinion by the next.
Oh,
meeting.
yeah, well,
And, you know, be able to take action and get you the
Well,
minutes from
and I
the
think
next
just
meeting.
give Jackie a list of the questions that he brought up that they're concerned about, so we can address all those when we do that. And I don't think, you know, we could do some action as far as saying we give support to that, but we need to really wait and see how we can tie that with what a certain county clerk needs to do with the county
Sure,
and stuff like
sure.
that. But I think we're all in agreement that, you know, this is what we wanna do, and it's just a matter of how do we legally do it, and as much of that as we can do, it saves, your nonprofit from having to pay for it. So,
Right.
we'll see if we can get what we can from Jackie and we can, if he's got that stuff, we can, quick as he gets it, we can move on it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we don't have, so it keeps you safe and us safe from it, you know, that's what we want.
Mhm.
And, plus it makes the lawyers feel very needless.
Yes, I understand. All right, that's all we have tonight, thank you.
Thank
Thank you guys, we appreciate the job you guys do.
Thank you.
Okay, next item of business is the list of commissioner seats on the boards and committees for calendar year 2020. I don't think there's anything on there that's different from 2019. So unless you guys have a preference or want to serve on another board, I'd entertain a motion to approve what's been presented.
I'm fine with how it is, or.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we accept, the board seats as they were last year and as they're listed on this agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we move on to unfinished business. There is none. Move on to new business. If you guys have had a chance to review, the new business items, I'd entertain a motion to approve those or questions.
The only thing I would wanna add here under new business is, the contestment of a will we probably need to go ahead and set up a time to have that. Do you wanna just, maybe have it before, 30 minutes before our next meeting or something? That'll get, can you get everybody notified in that amount of time?
I think, I don't think there's any attorneys, so that's usually what holds me up, is if there's attorneys involved, so. I mean, I'll try, if they can't make it, then we'll have to switch. Yeah,
What do you think?
No, I think that's right. I think even with what we have there, though, I think that would allow us to go ahead and schedule the hearing.
Okay.
If it can't be done that time, then as soon as it can. I mean, I think it's, these type things can be handled prior to our meetings.
I think so
You know, Instead of
too.
scheduling different days.
Do you wanna just do that and then just let us know if you get it worked out to have it 30 minutes?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the motion is just to be
Okay.
able to schedule it so we can
Okay,
approve this.
just let us know, Mary.
okay, yep.
I motion to approve the new business as presented.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, you guys have anything else?
Well, the only thing I was gonna welcome you to the job. I think it's probably a lot more difficult than most people realize, and especially if you've got another job along with it. And it requires not only knowledge, but some heart, and I think that you got both, so. That makes it a lot easier on the rest of us commissioners when we go to make a decision. We know that your intent is for the base of the people, and that's what we're here for, so. But I welcome you, Mr. President.
Appreciate it. All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Stand adjourned.